Candlepin bowling is a New England tradition and a sport enjoyed by both girls and boys of all ages. Across 6 annual tournaments, we bring together the game's finest young talent in a celebration of bright futures, big scores, and bigger smiles. We are proud to introduce the new generation of bowling with Season 10 of Candlepin for Kids. To see old episodes and for more information, go to www.cp4k.com.
Greetings from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Candlepin for Kids Pro Series Doubles Tournament alongside Dan Gauthier. I'm Rob Taylor. Semifinal action, we've got a good one.
We do, Rob. I was prepared to tell you we have a battle of 2 of the best youth bowlers, but in fact, we actually have 3 awesome youth bowlers today, even though one is technically rescinded his youth status years ago, and now he's bowling with the adults. So this is going to be awesome to see.
Winners going on to the semifinals. Let's meet the bowlers.
This 17-year-old tossed a 333, enough to earn himself 4th place and the rights to this young phenom who was the 2nd highest score at the World's Tournament in Bangor. It's Anthony Delmonico and Jonathan Boudreau. Challenging them, a kid who unseated Boudreau as the 2011 Mass States champion is joined by a pro considered by many to be one of the best in the game. It's Josh Yaratz and Craig Holbrook.
Here we go, semifinal action here on Candlepin for Kids. This is Josh Yaratz throwing his first ball. He's on lane 34. On 33 next to him is the lefty Anthony Delmonico.
One of my favorite bowlers, Rob. He doesn't show up all the time, but he always shows up for our adult youth tournaments.
We've got a nice little chance for Josh Yaratz to open with a mark here. And he's on it.
You called that one, Rob.
Underway, we got a couple of big names in the world of youth bowling here. 2 of the top guns looking for a spot in the finals.
We held some contests on Facebook, let people predict who they thought they were going to win, and our farthest away member of our Facebook group, Candlepin for Kids, picked Josh Yaratz. So
that's one heck of a pick. He came in as the number 8 seed today. He lucked out and drew Craig Holbrook pretty good at the number 8 seed. Craig had to win a tiebreaker match in order to get the rights to Josh and the rights to a first-round bye in our bracket.
Yeah, Craig was 1 loss in that tiebreaker match away from being in the pool of randomly drawn bowlers, which some child would have definitely liked to have picked.
Boudreau on the other side.
We had some exciting earlier matches, Rob. I know this team of Boudreau and Anthony Delmonico both put up almost a 300 in their last match to get here. Boudreau hit a 171 and Delmonico a 128.
Monster scores, and you can see why. Delmonico there getting his first mark of the match.
They are pretty much the same age, Rob, Delmonico and Boudreau, both 17. It's also interesting when Boudreau gets up there, it'll be the battle of the lefties, Boudreau against Holbrook. In fact, I think Holbrook is kind of one of Boudreau's idols, so this should be kind of fun to watch.
A little bit of an age discrepancy.
The next generation. Our viewers will notice an orange and blue pin in the racks today, Rob. Something new we came up with as part of our 10th year anniversary celebration for Candlepin for Kids. If that happens to come up on the head pin in the match, and our youth bowler gets a strike, he'll win a raffle ticket for the set of bowling balls, and he'll also win a free pin. And if it comes up in the 10th box for our 10th anniversary, we'll give him a set of bowling balls outright if they get a strike.
Something to keep an eye on. We saw it go down there as Josh Yaratz picks it up. Anthony Delmonico is going to look to be on that orange pin. He is. Pair of marks. We got a good one early.
Yeah, both got 2 out of 3 marks. I think that orange pin's good because it lets them home in on it.
Easy to spot.
Something to focus on.
So both looking for big fills here, and a tight one in the 3rd. 3 pins the difference. Delmonico with a small lead.
Just missed the head pin. Thought he had it all the way down.
It's getting a little late action. That's going to work out well for him. Delmonico also off, but a spare leave. Delmonico, as you said, only came to our first stop last season, which was the pro doubles. Said he had a lot on his plate last year as Josh gives it a nice run between work and school, but we're glad to see him here this morning. Ooh, tough luck for
Both
Anthony.
bowlers gave nice runs at their spares, and both of them just had some tough breaks on the corner pins.
Josh all over it for the 10. Now, we mentioned that these are 2 of the elite bowlers in the game. Josh Yaratz has a monster high single of 183. Delmonico on the other side with a high triple of 419. Those are big scores, even if you're on the pro side.
Tell me about it, Rob. I tried to bowl on the pro side today, but obviously didn't do well because I'm here co-hosting with you,
we
Rob.
both had the similar results in the tournament today. We both didn't win it. I didn't bowl.
You didn't bowl,
but,
and I did.
So chance here to leave a mark for him on the other side. A nice shot by Yaratz. We'll see if Anthony can match.
Fantastic ball. It came left to right into that 1-2 pocket.
Anthony right on that object pin, not able to carry the 5.
We have our youths are putting up some big first halves that even our professionals here are going to have a hard time matching.
Anthony makes sure he picks up that pin. So we've got to tell you, 2 pins the difference, minus the ball Yaratz will have on the other side of the half.
63 to 61 in a ball. Rob, Craig Holbrook in the Traveling Pro League this Friday did an amazing score. He hit a 472 with 3 games all right around 160. Tremendous bowling for him, so he's riding a hot streak coming into this match.
I think the fans would like to see a score like that today. Holbrook on the headpin. Boudreau as well. Tough shot for Boudreau.
And Boudreau was just coming off a score like that in his last match with a 171, so it's hard to do those back-to-back, but these guys are both capable.
Holbrook with one right out of the gates, and Boudreau with a pretty shot. We've got ourselves a match.
We do, Rob. That's a pretty shot by Jonathan Boudreau. Not to take anything at all away from Craig Holbrook. Oh, the fans are going crazy alongside of us here.
Got a good crowd here at Candlepin for Kids.
We're right in the pit, mixed in with them, so.
2 pins still the difference. We'll see if these marks change that a little bit. Holbrook on the head pin, a little light. Boudreau the opposite full.
Hoping the 7 would trip. That sliding wood nicked it.
So Craig with another good chance here.
Both of these present interesting challenges, Rob. That flat wood behind, I was going to say will give him trouble, but he hit it just right.
Holbrook all over it. Boudreau looking to answer.
And Boudreau had some really tough wood. They were just far enough apart that they weren't going to carry all those.
So Boudreau's going to wait for the wood to try to get his out here.
Longtime viewers of the show are, of course, going to recognize Jonathan Boudreau as one of the winningest youth bowlers we've ever had on the show. And he's been carrying it over now to his, quote-unquote adult career.
And interestingly enough, he had some legendary matches against Anthony Delmonico back on Candlepin for Kids. I want to say season 8.
They went at it, and now they're partners. And, Anthony's sporting a hefty 118 average at his home house of 20th Century. Not an easy house to throw a 118 average, Rob.
And if you want something interesting, Dan, Craig Holbrook is the exact age of all the other 3 bowlers combined. 3
Holy
17-year-olds and 51-year-old Craig Holbrook.
That is trivia for you, Rob. And he's showing all the younger guys how to do it right now. Hasn't left an open box yet.
Taking him to school. Boudreau with a pretty shot. He had to play that high, and he got it.
It's a palpable excitement in this match, Rob. They know that there's a small chance that this could be the match that ends up on NESN. We plan on having our championship match on NESN. All these matches, of course, will wind up on our website, www.cp4k.com, and on YouTube.
Craig with 3 in a row looking for 4. He's on the head.
Wow.
What a ball.
Jonathan trying to match an equally impressive ball. Another tough leave, but Jonathan's shown he can make all these.
He's making all the pretty ones so far.
I bet Jonathan wishes that wood had stayed up touching the 5-pin tight against it, and that would have provided a little help in kicking that over.
If he puts the ball on the inside of the 5, it may go. He plays the wood.
And he almost
I don't know if that's
got
where
it.
he wanted it.
I don't know either, but it was an interesting read because it came very close to going. When the 7-pin fell, the cap just missed the base of the 5-pin.
Nice 10 for John. So John's doing his best to hang tight with Holbrook. 13 pins the difference, plus the 2 balls on this strike.
It's funny how knockout brackets work, Rob, because these 2 teams are obviously good enough to both be in the finals. But unfortunately, one of them's going to go home after this match.
Ooh, tough break off the head pin. Boudreau capitalizes with a hammer at the end of the half.
It's fun to watch, isn't it, Rob?
This is a match, folks. This is going to be interesting.
If I bowled half as good as this, I'd still be bowling.
Holbrook giving it a shot.
The stubborn orange and blue Candlepin for kids.
Just that darn orange pin.
Yeah, people are going to grow to hate it by the end of the year, Rob. It's new, so the pin is very flat on the bottom. Probably a little harder to knock
keeps
over.
the perfect game alive, so we've got a heck of a match here. High scores everywhere. You better stick with us after the break. Welcome back to Candlepin for Kids. It's Anthony Delmonico on 34 in a barn burner.
Yeah, it's about 18 pins, I think.
Delmonico with an interesting set of wood here. Where do you play it, Dan?
I don't know. I think you almost have to try the cap that's in front of the 5-pin, Rob, but I'm not sure it's going to carry everything.
Oh,
That's what he
that
does,
ball
yeah.
came very close.
And he did what I said, but it definitely was no. You could hit that perfect. You needed a break to carry the 5.
Delmonico with the 10. Yaratz with a pretty 10 too. That's big for his team. In the second half, pinning becomes critical.
It's a pleasure watching these two bowlers, Rob. Two of the better bowlers. One of them today is going to go home with $50 for losing this match. The other will be bowling in our championship match to win either a $100 gift card or $200 gift card. So that, it's non-trivial amounts for the kids in the form of gift cards.
I know back when I was a kid, I could do a whole lot with $200.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't mind doing a lot with $200.
What's nice about it is it gives them some great experience coming out of the youth, and it also, you get to see how these kids are going to react under pressure, because that is serious pressure. And some people do much better under pressure than others, and most of these have made it this far have shown to be, real winners under pressure.
Right now, we're seeing them step up pretty well. Delmonico with a nice spare, giving him the chance to start cutting into that deficit.
Yeah, he's only actually 1 pin behind his man right now, so he'll be, anything he fills it over a 1 will pass his man, and that will help Jonathan, who's trailing Holbrook right now by 20 minus the ball. So, yeah, we're looking at about 1 mark difference, 1 big mark if he fills it big.
Jonathan, of course, has the strike, so that'll give him the chance to cut it down. I believe 19 the difference right now.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's a power ball and not too much to show for it.
A hammer. That is one of the worst leaves you could look at after throwing that ball, but depending where this wood stops, could have a chance. Goes another couple inches. Stops there. Stops. Please stop. I don't know, Rob. I guess you could try the red line. Hope his ball sweeps both the 9 and the 8. It is possible.
Chance that ball could kick the 9 at the right angle.
Yeah, I think he wanted to be a little higher up on the wood if he was going to have the ball carry both of those 2 pins.
Josh with a tough split, too. He's right on that 4th.
He is on. He pounded it. All right, so Anthony's going to be hoping for a little better break if he pounds the hip in the same way this next box.
That ball was a monster. I was
crushed.
sure that was going to be big damage.
We are here today at Lita Lanes, one of the lanes that has had a TV show in the past, so they've got some nice bright lights here. We don't have to use ours.
15 pins the difference right now in favor of Yaratz and Holbrook. Minus Boudreau's strike.
So it is a pretty much a 1 mark deficit, really, unless Boudreau doubles, in which case they could actually be in the lead.
Delmonico again with a tough shot, though he's got a spot to play it, and that might be it. He's on it.
Beautiful. And he turns around with an arm pump, and I don't blame him. That was a pretty shot.
Yeah, it's a little right, so now big ball here for Josh. It's not the 10 that's important, it's making sure you get a few of them.
Yeah, you want to make, ideally get at least the 4 horsemen if possible here. Make sure you get the 9. Anything 9 or better in Candlepin bowling feels like a decent box. You didn't do yourself too much damage.
So now big chance here for Delmonico to cut it to single digits.
And sometimes we do explain a little bit of that because our viewers are starting to get pretty broad, Rob. I know we've had a lot in Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Canada, Halifax. We had one in Texas that I talked to a little bit this week, and he was the one who predicted that Yaratz would be in the finals.
Tough break for Delmonico, all over the head pin. That's going to knock the lead down to 10. But man, he wanted better than that.
That is tough when you hit the head pin. You don't even get a spread eagle. Oh,
put it where he wanted it.
And not only that, I'm pretty sure if we see that later on slow motion, I think that the 3 pin went right through that set of pins and didn't touch any.
Looking for the out.
That's a pretty out on that box. But that's called as making your spare count when you get a 3 fill and you get out of it with a 9. Now you've gone plus. You're +2. You made it count.
So 121 for Delmonico, 111 for Josh Yaratz. It's a 10 pin difference.
Minus 2 balls.
Got 2 balls, so he's going to knock it down to singles.
At the rate he's marking, you can almost say it's at least 50-50 that he gets a mark, so it's practically an even game.
Of course, Craig Holbrook is a tough guy to gain on.
Oh, and a double!
There's the double! And so all of a sudden we've got ourselves a match.
It wasn't long ago when Boudreau was still a youth that would have got him in the pool for a bowling ball.
Holbrook answers.
When our youth bowlers double, as most of our viewers know, they win a very good chance at a set of bowling balls generously donated by Paramount Industries.
Boudreau looking for 3.
A little off to the right.
It's got us some very makeable spare leave, though.
And more importantly, he got the count that he wanted for the first strike.
Holbrook far off.
You never see that from Craig.
Have a second chance here, though. Boudreau just a little off.
Getting
like
his count again, though, if he gets 9 on the fill.
Ooh, boy.
Boudreau could take the lead with that.
He almost certainly will. And Boudreau with the 10. So now Holbrook's got a lot of pins to get here. It's a nice out of 8. So that's going to change everything up.
How quick things change, Rob. A 14-pin lead for Boudreau's team right now.
Those double strikes add up. And Boudreau all over it again. Holbrook on that head pin. Not much to show for it. We'll see if he can cut it over. Boudreau all over that spare, making it tougher to come back. Holbrook with a pretty shot. He's not done yet, folks. Big shot by Holbrook. And he's staying in reach. Boudreau a little off and a tough 2 fill. And so now the door's open for Craig. Holbrook through the head pin, tough 5.
Our guys are marking so much, Rob. I had to run up and help the scorekeeper with a little quick math up there.
So now Boudreau looking for the out. We'll see what Craig's able to do with his mess.
10 pins. 10-pin lead for Boudreau and Delmonico, and this is one place we miss Boudreau on our regular staff, Rob, as the scorekeeper. He can keep up with anything on that scoreboard. Math genius.
Craig looking for the out. If he can get 3, he can knock it down to single digits. Ooh.
And that's important, Rob, because like you implied with that, single digits, you're 1 spare away. Now, you really got to throw a strike up here, and maybe you don't need to double, but in all likelihood you will have to.
It's rare you see John leave any pins on the table, which would force Craig to strike. Boudreau on the head pin. And that's the count he needed, so we almost do need a hammer from Holbrook here. Holbrook on it. Pin still tumbling.
And while anything's possible, it's starting to look like it's going to be Boudreau and Delmonico, our youngest team, which will probably move on to the finals.
Combined age of 34, but they're bowling well above that as Boudreau puts the spare up there.
Both of our teams are going to have some nice scores here in this match.
Craig looking for the out.
Another
He'll go a
minor
little wide.
math mistake on our scoreboard, but we've got it correct over here.
Boudreau with the 7 finish, so monster scores from both of our teams. It's Anthony Delmonico and Jonathan Boudreau advancing on to the finals. We'll talk to them after this.
Leda Lanes was packed with a whole lot of Candlepin talent. We took the chance to talk to some of our contestants who didn't make the show with a trip in the gutter.
When I started, at first I wasn't that good. When I did bad, I just felt like quitting, but I just kept trying and been getting better as I go along and stuff.
It's intense, so you get a lot of pressure on yourself, so when you bowl, it's kind of like everyone's encouraging you to do good, and if you treat it like it's just a regular bowling day, you do fine.
I just wanted to get good for this tournament. I mean, yesterday I threw 355. I don't know where that went. I think I used it all up.
Yes, I'm doing very well. I just hope I can try to remain confident until it's my turn, so I can get up there, bowl my bat, just to get used to the lane, and besides, I'm from Leda Lanes. We are at Leda Lanes, home turf.
Heck of a match here on Candlepin for Kids. We're going to start with the runners-up. Dan Gauthier with them.
Thank you, Rob. And I'm here with Josh Yaratz and Craig Holbrook. Josh, how did it feel today bowling in this environment as opposed to our normal Candlepin for Kids show where you drew a bowler like Craig Holbrook?
A lot higher scores, that's for sure. A lot higher scores.
Do you think that put extra pressure on you and maybe made you do better, or is it about the same?
Maybe more pressure, but probably about the same.
What do you think of the prospect of us finally getting back on TV? Does that feel good too? Does that help? Does that drive you and make you want to try to get on to the next match?
Yeah, I wanted to get on the TV bad, but they bowled really well, so nothing you can do.
And you were one of our viewers' home predictions to win it all, and you didn't quite make that for him, but we didn't have a pool going on it, so he won't be too upset. Craig, they say this is a young man's game. We did a little trivia, and if you add up all 3 other bowlers, it equals your age.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Well, I feel good that I'm still here, but yeah, it's good. It's good to see a lot of the youth bowlers that are bowling really good now. It's going to help us maybe after I'm gone, so it'd be nice.
That is awesome. I remember at a time we used to get John Boudreau would fill out his score sheet, and there's been several times he's listed you as one of his favorite bowlers, so it must have been special for him to bowl against you today. Did you feel a lot of extra pressure bowling against him because he's so young or anything like that?
I don't think so, no. I was having so much fun, so yeah, no, it was good. I mean, it was a really close match. In fact, the first probably 15 boxes that everyone bowled was tremendous. I mean, almost every ball was right in the place it should have been. And then I got the nice 3 on the strike, and things went south after that.
Yeah, but this isn't the only good bowling you've been doing lately. Just last thing, I'd like if you could just tell the audience watching at home, you had a big score on Friday. If you could talk a little bit about those 3 games and what the score was, just so people know how good you are.
Okay, I was at Metro Peabody in the Friday Night Pro League, and I had a 160, a 162, and a 150 for 472.
472, and you're rightfully getting a round of applause
close to me in the same league, so don't sell yourself. Give yourself a little credit too. You had a big number.
That's impressive, going 472 without a game over a low 160.
Right,
I mean,
no
usually
double strikes.
That's no double strikes. That's amazing. I can't do it without double strikes and a lot of luck. So it was a pleasure having both of you guys on the show, and we'll turn it over to Rob with the champs.
I'm here with our young guns over here, Anthony Del Monaco and Jonathan Boudreau. You guys have bowled in some pretty legendary matches before on our show. They were just on different teams. What was it like drawing each other?
It was nice. He's a good bowler, good partner, good one to fall back on. So,
what did you think when you drew a younger guy your age?
I knew it would make me bowl better just because it's just competitive between us. It has been always.
We'll start with you, Anthony. You're putting up some big scores there. You always come down for the Pro Kids event. How are you feeling up there today?
Pretty good. Started off a little rusty, but I've been getting better as the day's been going on.
You, Jonathan, going up against Craig, what were you thinking up there when you had the draw, and what was going through your head during the match?
Oh, you gotta bowl your game. You bowl on the pins. You can't worry about who you're up against because then it's gonna eat you up. You gotta bowl. Just bowl your game and focus and just hope it pays off. And it did today.
Take me through that 6th box. You were looking on filling the strike. You had 10 pins to come back from, and you put a pretty big one up there. What was going through your head?
No, just the same. Just focus, hit the front one, and that's it. Just hit the object pin. Put the ball where you want it. That's all you can do.
I wish I made it that easy, Dan. I don't know about you. Heck of a match between these two teams. We've got another heck of a match coming up after this, and then we'll see these two guys in the finals. Any last thoughts?
Anthony will be in the finals, and I don't know if it was because he had a better partner this year. I know he had a rough draw last year, so I'll be rooting for these guys. Youngest team. Should be exciting to watch.
Thank you for watching us on Candlepin for Kids. You can see all our episodes on www.cp4k.com. Thanks for joining us today, and make sure you catch our next episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. What is it you like about Candlepin so much? What does it keep coming back?
I've always had a fascination with throwing balls. I love playing wiffle ball, and I found this is fun. Rolling a ball down lane, it's fun for me. So that's what I really like about Candlepin.
Well, we've been going back and forth a few times, but he's kind of chickened out.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Nope, that's it.